Hey guys, Thomas Cecilia Jr. here, aka Mustached Tom, here to review the movie Warcraft. Now, before I get into it, I'm just gonna say a few preemptive stuff. First of all, spoilers. Second of all, no, I have not played the video games, so I'm coming at this just as a casual movie goer. Third, just like the Angry Birds movie, I'm gonna compile this into what section of awesome or middle or terrible video game this was, a movie adaptation that is. And I'm gonna say that this was a pretty good, an extremely solid video game movie. Even though I haven't played the game, I felt like I got enough stuff here. So that will be joining, in my opinion, movies like Silent Hill, Bayonetta, and the two animated Resident Evil movies. Really good video game adapted movies there for you if you want to check them out. Not like anyone's gonna even see this review, but hey, always willing to go through it anyways. So, a part of the issues of this movie, which is actually what I will address first, is yes, the lore and the characters. They're very hard to remember if you haven't played the game, and the lore will probably go over your head a bit. Um, but I'm gathering that it's probably very close to accurate. So we follow and we start the movie off with the orcs, and we get this big guy orc and his wife who are having a child, and they're just having casual talk or whatever. And while that after that's going on, we see that they are preparing for going through this portal, and their leader, which is like this magical orc guy, I'll just call him Magic Orc, just to keep it simple, because I'm pretty sure he has like a bizarre name, uh, just like most of the other characters. He sort of goes and creates his portal through sucking out the energy of other individuals of another species. I believe they were like dark elves or something. They looked like the creatures from Avatar a little bit. I don't know what species they were in the Warcraft lore, but they took the energy from them and pretty much opened this portal. They went through and they are able to go into the human world, and as that's going on, the humans are slowly gathering intel of these attacks that are happening. So we have the king, we have I believe it's his brother-in-law, his wife. We have a few other characters that are like kind of following him. We have this young wizard, and we have the guardian, which is like this mastered wizard. Um, so those are the characters on the human side. And what I really enjoy about this movie is its ability to make it feel like the characters are going from there is no necessary evil. Well, probably with the exception of the bad guy orc, the wizard orc. Um, So there's a bit of setup here as there are a few attacks here and there, and then the humans come in, and then they get completely wiped out. And then the guardian comes in, and he turns the tides, able to take out all the green orcs. And then there are the orange orcs, which I am assuming they're like half breeds ish, but they survive and they're able to escape. And the wizard orc is like, you didn't do the job," or whatever. Um, and then the humans are like, "Oh, geez, they're gonna open another portal because there were a lot more orcs that hadn't gone through yet, and they were gonna pretty much take over, the horde and whatever." Uh, so that was their plan, and they already were capturing humans along the way. Pretty vicious kills throughout the movie. it all looks really impressive. Like I was actually going like ooh like a lot of times in the movie, especially towards closer to the end of the film. The third act is incredibly strong. I really, really enjoyed that third act. That's where it really, really picked up. And the rest is just pretty much build up to that. The other war scenes or battle scenes, if you will, are pretty entertaining. But the third one is definitely the one I would recommend checking out and getting into. Um, so there's that. Uh, there is a love story in this, and I don't know if that was a part of the original Warcraft story, but it does seem like love at first sight kind of thing between this sort of half orc and one of the humans. I believe it was just one of the knights. Um, I think it was the brother, if anything. I'm pretty sure it was. Anyways, they formed this pretty quick romance, and it does feel a bit out of just sort of going through battle together. There's like one or two scenes in the movie with them together. If I remember correctly, I think there were like two. And that wasn't enough to build that relationship. But, as I said, it actually doesn't end with them kissing. Well, kind of. The girl kind of leans in at one point and it looks like it is a kiss. But that's not how the relationship ends. It actually ends with her killing the king and then of the humans and then joining the wizard orc. So we have that going on, and then we also have the wizard of the guardian turning evil he, as he's trying to do too much, or going like he's trying to do too much, and then the evil corrupts him, and then he gets like this golem protector guardian thing, and it's up to the young wizard and the brother to take out him. And as he's casting the spell to pretty much take him out. So there's that. There's the story with the brother, and he has a son. Again, I don't know if that story is something that happens in the Warcraft games, but the son ends up also dying. Again, dealing with that, there isn't a lot that's happening with that story in particular. So there wasn't too much weight, although the guy, I mean, I don't know, it's hard to judge that, but yeah, there's that. So there are a lot of stories going on, interweaving throughout this war. Got good guys turning bad through corruption, or bad guys turning good, like the orc, and then changing sort of sides. He's considered a traitor among the orcs, and then at the end they sort of see that the wizard orc is willing to cheat at this sort of battle system that the orcs have, like a tradition where it's just an all out. It's supposed to be an all out fight, and he ends up using magic and kills the main orc that we were following. And the other orc, his wife, had died too, but she had pushed her son into this river that sort of headed downstream. And that's sort of how the movie ends with we see, the credits or whatever, or just before the credits, we see the baby sort of make its way to a land, and then someone picks it up. So I suppose that there will be potentially a sequel in the works if everything works out fine here, which, it appears to not being, especially on websites like Rotten Tomatoes or whatever. But I would not follow that because this movie was actually really good. I really enjoyed it, even without fully understanding the lore or fully remembering the characters' actual names. I was still able to go, well, that's this type of character, and I could see why certain characters would shift their dynamic of from bad to good or vice versa. I really enjoyed this film, especially that third act. That third act was absolutely amazing. Um, if I were to score that alone, I'd probably give it like an 8 or 9 out of 10. But there are some hindrances, so I still see this as a pretty enjoyable movie, even as a casual viewer. Even though I didn't learn the characters' names per se, I still found myself enjoying some of the characters. Like the young wizard character, uh, he was actually really important to the story. Continuing, like, he goes through the Guardian, and then, like, he's like, oh, I'm trying to be the Guardian, but then the Guardian's like, no, I'm the Guardian. Stuff like that. And him trying to solve what this gate thing is and what's going on. So I would score this a 7 out of 10, and very closer to an 8 out of 10. I would actually almost give it. I really, really enjoyed this film, and I actually highly recommend checking it out, especially if you're a fan of World of Warcraft or just Warcraft. I think that fans of this game will actually really, really enjoy this movie. Um, and I think the casual viewer can enjoy this as well. I mean, there are a few hindrances, like character names and certain types of lore, but with that exception, besides a few stories that kind of get a bit of development here, there's still a lot going on, enough to satisfy. So, with that being said, this movie is, as I said, really, really good. I really, really enjoyed it. So, that was my review. Check it out. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm pretty sure no one's listening, but whatever. I'm Thomas Asua Jr., aka Mustached Tom, and I'll see you guys next time.